house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. Been practicing this good. A little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Big Easy Bets podcast. I'm your host, Logan. With me in the studio, Nick Von Brick.
What up?
Episode 206. Feast week is here. Thanksgiving week. It's always one of the biggest weeks out of the entire season. College football week 14, NFL week 13. If you haven't hit the subscribe button already, do that. Hit the like button as well. If you're looking for a place to place your bets, BetStamp's got you covered. Go to signupexpert.com/BigEasyBets. You can find it in the description of the video, wherever you're watching or listening. You can help our podcast out in the process as well. We got a lot to dive into. We got a lot of games to get to from start to finish. At college basketball, I gave my first play out of the season. I touched on it in that video. Last year was very profitable. I have it. We were 69, 56, and 1, just under 55% against the spread. And I'm back to do it again, where me and Nick are going to do something. Saturday morning, something. We're figuring it out. Probably an early morning full breakdown of all the games, but we're going to kind of workshop it and see what we think is the best way to make some money doing that. But I'm going to still do my daily stuff as well. It's a grind. Feast week is going to be a grind from start to finish. How are you feeling? Could be better.
Could be better.
I'm feeling not bad, I will say. I feel like this has been the season of what could have been for me. This has been a good week in college football, but man, we could have. We'll get to UCLA. That was one that bothered me. But yeah, so a couple things to dive into. I want to start it off with Dylan Raiola. We're week 14 now, and this dude is still doing the Patrick Mahomes shtick. You saw him doing the celebration, running down the field.
Yep.
Do you have any desire to be your own person? You're the starting quarterback in Nebraska. This guy's a 5-star quarterback. That's something like children do. They look up and they idolize the guy. So he's idolizing Mahomes. The problem is now you're of age where the kids are going to start looking up and idolizing you, but you're just a great value Patrick Mahomes. It's the strangest thing. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to be your own person. And I don't know if it's an identity crisis or what you would even call it. But the fact that he is still doing it, and like they've fallen off a cliff a little bit. You know what I mean? Like they had hype, they were undefeated, and then it stopped going as well. He stopped playing as well, and he's still doing the Mahomes thing. I think he's got a mental issue. I'm dead serious.
Yeah, it is. It's strange how good he is at it.
Oh, no, he practices that more than throwing the football. Like he does the pregame, he does the mid-game, he does the post-game, you name it. This dude is a great value Patrick Mahomes. It's the strangest thing. I really don't think it's getting enough attention how weird it is. He wears all the same equipment, same haircut. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. LSU got a win against Vanderbilt. Couldn't cover. I felt like Brian Kelly should have said fucking punch it in.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't.
I knew he wasn't either because he's a Midwest bitch.
Yeah, it's just with everything going on, you can't
Oh,
only down 7. You can't afford to
punch that shit in for the Booster Club members.
Yeah, I know.
James Franklin's having them run that in. I felt like that would have been a great opportunity to throw the fans a bone, Brian. It's been a rough season. I put a video out on it. It happened right after, though, that we recorded. LSU lost Bryce Underwood. 5-star quarterback, #1 overall recruit. People are comparing him to the next collegiate version of Cam Newton. 6'5", can run, make every throw. And he left.
Yep.
What do you get with Brian Kelly?
Too much. They couldn't give him the money.
Yeah. I would say I feel like we're definitely headed fast towards some type of, not litigation, but I don't know what word I'm looking for, a council or oversight where they're going to have to cap that.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something because it's not fair.
I remember the episode where Dave Portnoy said, I'm going to buy Michigan's quarterback. And he fucking did. But he came out and said, like, really, it was like, I don't know the guy. I can't remember the guy's name, Ellison or something, like one of the richest guys in the world. Like, they played a big role. But yeah, that was the whole thing. Brian Kelly and them didn't really hit the transfer portal very hard. They said, I mean, we had these recruiting classes coming in. Number one, at one point, we had the number one quarterback, number one wide receiver, number one running back. Now I think we have the number one running back. And he claims he's still coming. Yeah, fucking right. Yeah. That motherfucker is on the first train up to Michigan. But the one silver lining, like we were talking about, we know you got money now, Brian. So it's time to use it in the transfer portal, and it's time to use it and go get some players. So I
think that's what it came down to, is like maybe let's say hypothetically they had the money to give them. It's like it probably would have been all our money, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure it would. I also, too, I was wrong. Hand up. I thought that Todd Graves went to LSU. Do you know where he went?
No.
He went to Georgia. He's a Georgia alum.
Oh, wow. So he's been giving them money?
I don't know. I think he's a national NIL guy. Like, he's gone to apparently like the national fund, I guess, but not for – I'm sure – who knows? Maybe he is. But he lives in Baton Rouge. He got his – your fortune came in Baton Rouge. I don't know. I've been screaming for Todd Graves to give us money. He's not even a fucking LSU Tiger.
First
location was in Baton Rouge. It was. He's from I think he grew up in Baton Rouge. He lives in Baton Rouge currently, but he went to fucking Georgia. So I've been screaming. I'm some Todd Graves. Where the fuck are you? Give us money. He's worth $10 billion.
I thought he dropped out and was like trying to start chicken fingers, and everyone was laughing at him because they were like, "That's stupid."
No, so Colin told me, he's like, yeah, because I was like, where the fuck's Todd Graves? He's like, well, he went to Georgia. Like, fuck, I didn't even know that. I'm over here screaming for Todd. But he made a good point. He said, where's fucking Shaq? Shaq made a fortune off those Kmart shoes.
Yeah, somebody.
So we need help. We need help in a big way. And the money's there. The money is there. You just got to go. You got to spend the money. Or we could be like Ole Miss, and we could start asking the fans to pay. Start a fucking GoFundMe, and we all give $10. I'd throw 10. You could even maybe entice me to throw 15. I went to Starbucks today, and we got a couple more things to get into, and then we'll get into the picks. I went to Starbucks, and they tried to hit me with the car in front of you paid for your order. And I said, oh, okay. And she looked at me, and she was like, we're doing a chain. And I said, okay. I got my fucking drink, and I got out of there. I'm like, yeah, we're doing a chain, okay. And Susan in the back with a car full of fucking kids and a $50 order I'm supposed to pay for hers. But Susan knows Miranda in front of me, and they just fucking
you ever seen that commercial?
Pulled the wrap around.
I mean that video, the dude.
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about.
Fucking racist.
Yeah. Give me screaming at the car that's about to pull in. Yeah, no, I was like,
order 50.
Yeah, I was like, y'all are not getting me with that. And this is the second time it's happened. The chain dies with me. The Starbucks chain dies with me. I'm sorry. I'm not getting. I order one drink. It's $7. So if there's a chain and it's a pass it on chain, it's dying with me. No more. Zion Williamson is back in the news. So Zion Williamson has left his agency, CAA Sports Agency, whatever. One of the reasons was because of his contract situation, but another reason was that he was not happy that he didn't end up in New York. And I'm not happy that Zion Williamson can't end up on the fucking basketball court. I don't understand. Zion Williamson's a bust. Every single year he gets hurt. He hasn't finished one season. At his peak, he's very, very good. You just never see it. The guy can't get on the court. You want to go to New York media would eat you up and spit you out like a fucking Golden Corral buffet that you're very familiar with. So I don't understand this fascination with the media fueled it. I remember Stephen A. Smith was talking about he needs to go back to Duke. He was going to be the number one overall pick. New Orleans got the pick. He needs to go back to Duke and wait another year because we don't want him to end up in New Orleans. What's the point of having the fucking team then? Because I get it. Y'all want 4 markets. You want L.A., New York, Miami, and Dallas. Why? Why would you not want one of the smaller market teams to become a contender and have a superstar. I don't get it. I'm kind of over it. I'm over the Zion Williamson experiment. He's not serious. He doesn't want to be a superstar professional basketball player. He wants to watch anime, eat a Golden Corral, and fucking message porn stars. So I'm out on Zion. I think it's a failed experiment. Waste of a first-round pick, one that we never should have. We never even should have got the number 1 overall pick. The odds were not in our favor to get that pick. Right as we're losing Anthony Davis, and the basketball gods said, we're going to bless y'all. You get Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
You bought season tickets.
Yeah, they fooled me.
He fooled you. Dude, he's not serious.
They were worth nothing.
Yeah. Dude, he's not serious. And I'm completely over it. Last thing, did you see Aaron Rodgers? They're flirting with the idea of putting him on IR, ending his season. He wants to continue playing, but not with the Jets. That's the rumor circulating.
So he wants to go to another team?
Yeah.
How's that going to work?
I don't know. Who's
Trade deadline's over.
Well, I think next season. Like, he wants to call it quits on this season, allegedly.
Okay. Well, I did see a report where he was refusing, like, to do x-rays or scans earlier in the year.
On what? Like, he was hurt and he didn't
Yeah,
want to
like
know
he
he's
didn't
hurt?
want to. Like, he tried to play through injury.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
But the Jets, yeah.
I just think that's funny. It's like, yeah, you played like trash. Now you want out of New York?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they used to be good on the defensive side of the ball. That clearly is gone. But you've got weapons. Where are you going to go that you have better weapons? Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. You brought in Devontae Adams. The fall off from Rodgers has been unprecedented in terms of, like, he was the best quarterback in football for a while. And then not only just on the field, but also public perception. Like, he's not done himself any favors in terms of being liked and praised in the media, I guess, which it doesn't seem like he really wants to, like, put effort towards that. I'm not saying he should, but it's just been interesting to like, it's a stain on his legacy for sure. You've gone to the Jets, and the Jets are worse than what they were with Zach Wilson. So I don't know. We'll see how the season ends. But all right, we'll get into the recap. Like I said, it's going to be a jam-packed week. We'll start with college football. It was a good week for me, 5-3. I'll take it every single day of the week. But San Jose State plus 7.5. It was a frustrating start. So I saw that weather was a possibility in the forecast. I didn't know that it was going to be rain in the way that it was. Completely goes against San Jose State's got the 4th best passing offense in the country. So when it's raining like that, you could clearly tell they were hindered, and it affected them more than UNLV, a team that wants to run the football. But with all that being said, I think they were up 6 points at halftime. Each team traded snaps over the punter's head. Ricky White almost blocked 4 different punts. But the quarterback played so horrifically bad for San Jose State. I'm going to pull it up. It was like you couldn't believe how bad he played. 7.5-point underdogs. They lose by 11. He was 4 of 22 for 81 yards. Their leading receiver had 1 catch for 33 yards. And that's what's hilarious. The second the rain stopped, they traded touchdowns. The rain stopped for 5 fucking seconds, and they threw their 1 touchdown. But yeah, this was one that you had a 13-play, 80-yard touchdown drive in the 4th quarter, and then they milked the clock after that. So 3 and out for San Jose State, and then another 13-play drive that ended the game for UNLV. It was a frustrating start. The weather played a huge factor in this one, but that's the way it goes sometimes, I suppose. Saturday, we had Ohio State minus 12.5 against Indiana. I felt like Ohio State would come out and smash them, and they did, 38-15. Indiana, when they play that step up in competition, they're just not in the trenches. They're not able to hold up. I'm pleased with the way Will Howard's playing. And I was said it with Oregon. He played a very good game for 3.5 quarters, and then when it came time to go win the football game, he melted. Not just like he fell untouched, he just tripped and fell. Missed the out route that would have moved the chains, and then obviously the end of the game where he slides with no time left on the clock. But as far as, if I remember correctly, the interception wasn't his fault, right? It was a tip ball. I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I just remember coming away from the game thinking Will Howard's playing good enough to get the job done for Ohio State to win it all. They're running the ball great. Travion Henderson's so good. And it's crazy that they have Travion Henderson and we're able to go get Judkins. I still don't feel like this offense has hit its ceiling, which is good. They have so many weapons on the outside. They're going to be able to put even more points up on the board, 38-15. When they pinned their ears back and blitz, there was nothing Indiana could do. It really – Rourke was struggling, 8 of 18 for 68 yards. It was a really, really good performance from an Ohio State defense that this is the defense I kind of expected. This is a really good Indiana offense. They lead every category in terms of efficiency. But Jim Knowles, the blitz packages, they were disguising them well, and then they were just overwhelming Indiana. So minus 12.5, easy cover. Ole Miss minus 10, they lose the game outright. Lane Kiffin is a fraud. I'm tired. I've said it multiple times throughout this season. I think Lane Kiffin is about as overrated as it gets. He's a great recruiter. He's a great Twitter troll. He's a terrible coach. To not have your guys ready to go after the big win against Georgia, and then you have a bye week, you control your own destiny, essentially. You go into Florida, which – on a sidebar, tip your cap to Billy Napier because I was calling for his head. But it's like, yeah, when you look at that schedule, their schedule's fucking the toughest in the country. Billy Napier's done a good job, and that's why he's back. He's going to stick around. But for Lane Kiffin to not have his guys ready to go and then you lose this game outright, just the press conferences, he's just a weird guy. I don't think he's not a good coach. He doesn't have what it takes to get his teams I think he wants to be everybody's best friend, and I don't know. I was not happy. We had the Arizona TCU over 58. This one hit easily. TCU throttled them. I think they put up 40-something, and Arizona did enough. Put up at least 3 touchdowns. Kansas +3. I said I was going to ride the Jayhawks until the wheels fall off. Colorado, popular pick. Everybody, the media is propping up Colorado. Travis Hunter did have a pretty good game. Taking wide receiver screens to the house. But Kansas, man. Kansas is a wagon of all wagons. This team could have rolled over and died, and now they're one game away from being bowl eligible. Oklahoma, Bama under 47.5. I think Bama scored 3 points. Horrific performance from Milroe and the entire Alabama offense. Defense didn't play great in reality, but when you take into account how bad this Oklahoma offense is, I felt like Venables was going to be able to scheme some things up to make life difficult for Milroe, and he did just that. Minnesota +12. They nearly won this game outright. Penn State won by 3, I think. Minnesota, it went according to plan. Minnesota was able to run the ball like I thought. Their defense held up enough in key spots to keep this one close, and they had a realistic chance to win this football game. And then the last one, UCLA +4.5. We ended the night with a game. UCLA was... What were they up 4? I'm going to pull it up because this was unbelievably frustrating, a frustrating way to end the night. Neither offense played great. So, yeah, UCLA was up 13-9, up 4 points. They give up a touchdown. They got a punt. They give up a touchdown to USC. The problem was they get the ball back with 7 minutes to go. And the problem was they get on their first drive after getting the ball back, giving up the touchdown, down 3 points at 4.5-point underdogs. They go for it on 4th and 1, and they get stuffed. And then you've got a 3-and-out from USC, except they're in field goal range, and you gave them a field goal. And then you've got 4 plays, incomplete, and we lose this game by 6. This was unbelievably frustrating. If they pick up that 1 yard, they're at least – they have a chance to go win the game, or – USC runs the clock out. So it was just a really unfortunate series of events. But we go 5-3. Like I said, it's another week where I feel like it could have been better, but we'll take 5-3 any chance we can get. 54, 55, and 1 overall. You had 5 plays. You're hitting locks at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I had 5 plays in college, 4 in the NFL, only won 2 bets total. They were both my locks.
Most important bets.
FIU Kennesaw. I was watching this game for a second. 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. With 10 minutes left in the second quarter, it was 10-0. And then next thing I check back, there's been 30 points scored in the second. There was 34 points scored in the second quarter.
Yeah.
I think it only went to 49 or something like that. So So there was just an abundance of explosive plays in the second quarter that cost us. Cal minus 14. Cal played a really close game against Stanford and
Made a big comeback, won by 3.
yeah, had to have an incredible drive there at the end to win the game.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State plus 3.5. Kind of a back and forth game. Then Oklahoma ended up having the ball, tied at 28. They settled for a field goal. They missed it. And then, so they were playing from behind after that, down 7, and then they fumbled the ball. It was scooped up in opponent territory, and Texas Tech scored pretty quickly. So I think they ended up losing by 8 points or something like that. Oklahoma State lost by 8.
Yeah.
LSU minus 7.5, the most annoying one. LSU's up 11 towards the end of the fourth quarter. I think like 6.5 minutes left, something like that. And second down, Kyron Lacey drops a touchdown. Machine Gun Lacey can't catch. What do you know? And then third down, Nussmeier throws another perfect ball to Aaron Anderson. A tougher catch, but still very catchable. Yeah. He loses it as he goes to the ground. It was actually called a touchdown on the field and got reviewed and overturned. LSU had to settle for a field goal.
Yep. And
Vanderbilt kind of backdoored their way to a 7-point loss. So we lost the bet. Air Force plus 3.5. Air Force won this game outright without getting one passing yard.
Yeah, so you go 1-4, but you hit your lock. 30, 44, and 1, but 9 and 5 in your locks of the week. It's been one of those seasons.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That I've been able to navigate my way through 30 and 44, but go 9 and 5 on the locks.
Yeah, in theory, you're basically a third of your wins have come from your locks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those. We talked about it. You do a podcast long enough, you do a sports betting show long enough, you're going to have bad seasons. And this is clearly not up to par with what we expect to do. And I still feel like mine is certainly salvageable. You're going to have to go on a run here. But all it takes is 1 week. You win every bet this week, you're back.
Yeah.
From the dead, just like that. So we look ahead to Feast Week, and we're starting it off with, actually, we do have games currently. They're also doing the rankings currently as we speak. Thursday, Memphis and Tulane. Are you on it?
Are you?
I am.
Yeah, I am.
I miss the days when I didn't know the Egg Bowl was moved from Thanksgiving night. I don't like that one bit. The Egg Bowl is now at 2:30. The Egg Bowl needs to be a standalone Thursday night game, Thanksgiving night. It's the culmination of
I don't know.
Thanksgiving. Whoever's idea it was to change that to a Tulane game, which don't get me wrong, I'm wearing the Tulane gear, but I'm not taking Tulane.
What you on?
I'm not taking Memphis either. I'm going under 56.5. So Tulane, New Orleans in our backyard. It looks like it's going to be windy. Sustained winds of around possibly 20 miles an hour is what I saw. Tulane plays at a really slow pace. Tulane also has a pretty solid defense. Memphis with Hennigan and this and that, I don't buy it. I think Memphis is going to struggle. I don't feel confident enough with 14 and a hook to take Tulane. But if they jump out to a lead, maybe run the ball, take your time, milk the clock. 56.5 feels like too many points. And if there's going to be as much wind as what I saw in the forecast and hope is factual, I'm going to go under 56.5.
Okay, I'm going to take Memphis plus 14.5. Yeah, high wins, but Memphis, good overall offense, 39th in the nation in yards per play, the 39th rush offense, and the 22nd pass offense. Memphis defensively has been decent against the run. They have the 19th ranked rush defense. They stuff 22% of opponents' runs. I think Memphis has enough offensively to hang in there, especially if their defense can force Tulane into some obvious passing situations. But
that's where the win comes in. And I think that, like you said, their run defense is good. So if you can stifle the run, force them to pass, win makes it tough, under.
But I'm going to take the points despite the wind. Even though I think that kind of hurts Memphis a little bit, because you would expect Memphis' success to come more from passing than rushing here against Tulane.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. So, all right, we go to Friday. You got anything for Friday?
Yeah.
A lot?
Yeah.
Okay, how many are we talking?
4.
Really? I think I have 1, but I'm open. I'm open to adding.
I'm going to Ball State, Ohio.
I ain't adding that, but go ahead.
I'm going to lay 14.5 points with Ohio.
Okay.
Ball State ranks 118th in the nation in yards per play margin. Ohio has a yards per play margin of over 2.5 yards better than Ball State here. Ball State predicting that they'll probably struggle to establish the run they have all year, the 120th rush offense. Ohio stuffed 22% of opponents' runs and has the 13th ranked rush defense. When Ball State's put in obvious passing situations, they struggle. 27% success rate on passing down. So I think Ohio runs the ball well, plays good defense, and runs away with this. We're going to lay 14.5 points with Ohio.
Okay. All right, I'm going to the Egg Bowl, 2:30. There's no way I'm not betting it. Mississippi State, Ole Miss. Ole Miss is 26-point favorites. The total sits at 61. Let me make sure that's an accurate number because it looked like it might have been moving a little bit. Yeah, I like I said, I don't know why this game is not on the usual Thursday. It should be. Yes, okay, 61. I'm going to go over here. I think, would you be shocked if Lane Kiffin comes out and tries to lay a big number after what just happened in Florida and you lose and this and that? But I don't hate this Mississippi State offense. I was on Mississippi State earlier in the year. Or let me rephrase that. I hate this Mississippi State team in general. But Van Buren can show you flashes of competence. And I remember I either took him or I thought about taking him. I think I might have took him and it didn't go well. But they show flashes of competence and being able to do something. I think Ole Miss is going to be able to do a lot. Mississippi State's defense is terrible. Mizzou scored 39, could have scored more. Drinkwitz told them. 33 from Tennessee, 58 from Arkansas, 34 from A&M. Points are going to be easy to come by for the Rebels here. It's a big number. I don't feel confident laying a big number with an Ole Miss team that are they really going to be that up for it after what just happened? I think Dart, with how bad he played and the crying and the press conference and all that, he's going to come out and try to put up some numbers. Defensively, is their heart going to be in it? They're going to have a substantial advantage in the trenches. Maybe we see some strip sacks, short fields, but I'm going to go over 61.
Okay.
I think we're going to see points.
I'm laying 26 with Ole Miss.
Okay.
A lot like what you said. I just think Mississippi State's defense,
it's terrible.
Horrific in every aspect.
Yeah.
And then coming off, Ole Miss is better than their record. They're better than what they've played last week against.
They're just poorly coached.
Against Florida, yeah. They weren't ready for the game. Coming off a bye, it's kind of crazy to think about, but this just seems like a spot where Ole Miss kind of flexes its muscles against an inferior defense and, I don't know, tries to go out on a high note after
there's still technically a percentage that they could get in. It's not 0.
Yeah, I think
they ain't getting in, but it's not 0.
I mean, I think with the open spots, though, it's gonna be interesting on who gets in and who gets out.
Yeah, I agree.
But if they can get the more you win by, the better it helps your chances.
Yeah, if you go score 130 points, and we've never seen it before, I mean, kind of force their hand here. I
still think Ole Miss is top to bottom, offensive and defensively. They're top 5.
No, I consider
top 5 team power rating.
Yeah, I agree. Full transparency. I considered a future on Ole Miss, but I was late to the boat. It was 40-1, 30-1 before the Georgia game, I think, and I was on Ole Miss that week. So I was looking at it and I was like, I'll stop. And then I was thinking maybe they'll get in the playoff, and I'll just bet Ole Miss throughout the playoff because I felt like, dude, that defense is good, that D line is spectacular. And then Dart, I don't know. I don't get Dart. I don't think he's that good. I think he can be. He throws a great deep ball. I think he holds it too much. He holds it too long instead of getting the ball out of his hands, and he's trying to do too much. The backup came in and was just running the offense, getting it to the guys, and you saw it. And a critical drive against Georgia. I think Dart tries to be a superhero. I think he has the ability. Some of those deep balls are beautiful, but I think he just does a little too much.
Yeah, they made Dart cry last week.
Dart made Dart cry. Dude, he was doing everything in his power to throw an interception.
At the end. I mean, obviously the spread was out of question, but
yeah, but he made up his mind. He's like, I'm throwing a pick.
Yeah, I was like, Christ, man.
Yeah. No, that was really, really bad. What else do you have for Friday?
Let's go to Liberty Sam Houston.
Jesus.
Statistically, the way these teams match up, I think you see them run the ball a lot. Certainly, Sam Houston wants to run the ball. Liberty appears to have an advantage offensively at the line of scrimmage. Sam Houston's pass defense is decent, allowing a success rate of only 26% on passing down. So I think the path to success for Liberty is running. Sam Houston, they have to run to have success. I'm going to go under 47.5, Sam Houston Liberty.
Okay. And then do you have more Friday? You got one more?
I got a lock.
Oh, my God. Okay. I might blind add it. I might just have to add it. All right, we go to Saturday. One of the biggest rivalries in all the sports, Michigan and Ohio State. And I'm going to take the Wolverines. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to lay with Ohio State. Michigan got Bryce Underwood. Good, go fuck yourself. I still think they suck. I think Davis Warren sucks. I think Ohio State's playing their best football at the right time. And like I said, I don't think this offense has hit its peak yet. Michigan's won this matchup the last 3 times. Ryan Day looks like a guy who's ready to fucking drop a 40-piece on him. He was on McAfee's show, and they were talking about how good Cignetti in Indiana was, and he was like, we're pretty good too. And then they came out and trounced Indiana. I think they're playing with a chip on their shoulder. Ryan Day knows it's now or never. You got all that money for that roster. You got to go out and handle business here. So on your way to a national championship, why not go drop a 40-piece on Michigan's head? I'm laying 20.5 points. I think they're just better. Let's see. Yeah, Michigan scored 50 points on Northwestern. Northwestern's trash. They ran for 200 yards. Ohio State has a top 3 rushing defense. Like I said, Will Howard is exceeding expectations. And when you have Michigan win in the last 3 games, I think that this is what goes around comes around, and Ohio State is going to trounce Michigan in this one. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Are you on this?
No.
No? Okay. Are you on South Carolina, Clemson?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, well, I'll go. South Carolina and Clemson, another big-time rivalry. It's rivalry week, so we're going to have a lot of good ones. Clemson's at home, 2.5-point favorites. It's not a neutral, is it? No.
No.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure. Yeah, they're at home. Clemson's home, 2.5-point favorites. Total sits at 49.5. I'll just come right out and say it. I'll check after and see if I can get a better number. I'm taking South Carolina plus 2.5. We watched this Clemson team 2 weeks ago. If that D-line doesn't get home, there is wide receivers running wide open in the back end. So, and when you take into account Lenore Sellers and his ability to scramble, coming into the season, I would have never said it, but give me Lenore Sellers over Cade Klubnik. I don't think Klubnik's that good. I think that this South Carolina defense is very good. This bold statement, this South Carolina defense might be the best defense in the country. I would say it's the best D-line in the country. They're going to rattle Klubnik, stop Maffa, make Klubnik's life hard. They don't have good receivers. I think that I was alarmed with Clemson for how wide open that they had receivers running whenever they played Pitt. And that was against the backup. They won by 4, and it took a 50-yard touchdown run from Klubnik. That's not a good Pitt team. They beat Virginia Tech by 10. They've played 2 good teams all year. Georgia, Louisville. They lost them both. Got killed by Georgia. I think the South Carolina defensive line is gonna feast all day. I'm taking the Gamecocks plus 2.5 on the road. Are you on Clemson?
Yeah, that's which way I'm going as well. I think it's just I guess you're a little bit worried about Sellers.
I ain't even worried.
Being a little young for this moment here, but I think the Clemson defense top to bottom is kind of just really not as good as we thought.
D-line is underwhelming for what it was projected coming into the year, and the secondary is not good. Not good. I think a lot of people are going to back Clemson in this one from name alone, but you got to wake up. We're playing Beamer ball this week. I think Lenore Sellers is playing better. He's getting better as the season goes. They should have beat Alabama if he was a little brighter and could maybe see with the Spoggles, but this Clemson team isn't good. You saw them go up against one of the premier teams in the country in Georgia. First week of the year got trounced. It wasn't even close. They haven't played anybody all year. Virginia scored 31 on that defense. 24-14 win over Virginia Tech. That was without Kyron Drones. Give me South Carolina plus 2.5. They're going to win the game. What else you got for Saturday?
Illinois Northwestern.
No.
I'm gonna lay 7.5 with Illinois. Northwestern's pretty bad.
They are bad. But okay. I looked at this one. I looked into this one, and I worry with Illinois. I like Altmaier. I said it all year. I've just been beginning to think that they might be a little fraudulent. The lines, the defense is not spectacular, but Northwestern stinks.
Yeah, they're bad on offense.
Like
their defense is decent.
Let's put it this way: I've been looking for a spot to kind of fade Illinois, and I just haven't pulled the trigger the last couple weeks. I'm not necessarily saying that this is the week because Northwestern, you just scored 50, got 50 put on you by a bad Michigan offense. But I do like Altmaier, and he takes care of the football. But I was worried about this one.
Yeah, I got Illinois 24th on third down. Northwestern, they rank offensively. They rank 128th on third down. As a team, Northwestern ranks 118th in the nation in yards per play margin. So I don't know. It feels a little bit fishy, I guess, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna lay 7.5 with Illinois.
Okay. Let's go to UTSA and Army. So there was a popular stat circulating through social media from Brad Powers, actually. I was already on this game, and when I saw it, I was like, I like it even more now. Teams that play Notre Dame I think they've covered one time the following week. So Army just played Notre Dame. We should have been all over that. Notre Dame has the formula. Notre Dame has the formula to beat the service
academies. I wanted to take Notre Dame. I wanted to take Kansas State. Didn't do either one of them.
Should have took Kansas.
And Kansas State.
But Kansas.
I wasn't really thinking about taking Kansas.
You should have, though. Kansas fucking dominated them. Devin Neal's a tank. They ran it down their motherfucking throat.
Oh, yeah.
That was, like, no sweat. I'm going to take UTSA +7. Owen McCown's really good. Really good. If you haven't watched him yet, there's not much defense. It feels like every year North Texas and UTSA play in their conference championship and they score 100 points. Owen McCown's a really good quarterback, and he's a true dual threat guy. I think he took one like 75 yards to the house last week. He's mobile. I'm not saying he's like going to do that every week, but he's mobile enough. He can extend the plays, can pick up short yardage situations with his legs, but he's a quality quarterback. I think that they can put some points up on the board and put Army in a position where they kind of have to go outside of what they're looking to do to kind of try to play keep up here. So it's not a good UTSA defense, but I think Owen McCown's pretty damn good. So I'm going to take the Roadrunners getting 7. What's your next one?
I'm going to North Carolina State at North Carolina. Mac Brown's last game, probably. I think they said he might coach the bowl game, but
he's fired.
He's coaching this game, isn't he? He's done after this season.
No, they fired him.
Are you 100%
I saw it
sure?
today.
I just saw a report where this is going to be his last game.
Maybe, but I saw the headline was Mac Brown fired.
Yeah, he's to be done after this year.
Okay, you're right. I just saw fired.
He's done after this year. He might coach the bowl game.
So last hurrah going
Probably
out,
not. Yeah.
Going out on top?
And North Carolina's offense has been decent. Number 34th in the nation in points per game, 31.3 points per game. I think they kind of go out on a bang here, at least put up some points. I really don't trust the UNC defense at the line of scrimmage. They aren't very good, only stuffing 12% of opponents' runs. I think the legs of C.J. Baylor here give North Carolina's defense some trouble. So we're going to take NC State, North Carolina, over 55.5.
Okay. Let's go back to them. Kansas Jayhawks taking on Baylor. Kansas is 1-point favorites. This line is flipped. They were 1-point underdogs. I actually got it at +1, but we'll take it at -1. I will bet Kansas. Dude, I will never not bet Kansas. If this could be a 100-game season, I would bet Kansas every game for the remainder of the season. This is the best team in the Big 12. They're one game away from bowl eligibility. I think they started 1-5. They could have rolled over, packed it in. Lance Leipold rallied the troops. Jalen Daniels figured it out, flipped the switch. I don't know what it is. Devin Neal might be the best running back in the Big 12. You got a lot of fifth-year seniors with the COVID year. Jalen Daniels could come back too, just for the record, and he better. And I will bet him every game. It's an unprecedented flip of the switch, in my opinion, for how much improved this team. They just started clicking mid-season. Dude, Kansas was bad. He was turning the ball over multiple times every single game. And then now they literally might be the best team in the Big 12. I will say Baylor's offense is good. Baylor's offense is a quality offense. I think that there will be points to be had. It probably will be high scoring. You see that in the total. It's over 60. But this Kansas D line is not bad at all. And I will ride with Jalen Daniels, Devin Neal, Grimm, all of them. Give me Kansas -1. What's your next one?
I'm going to Oklahoma at LSU. LSU's 6-point favorites. The total's 47.5. We're going to go ahead and take the first half under 23.5 points. I think to at least start this game, you kind of see the offenses struggle a little bit. I don't know. I think Oklahoma's offense is still not very good. You know?
No, it's not. But Jackson Arnold was using his legs more and was having success. It's like, goddamn, at some point, we're going to have to stop a fucking mobile quarterback. Because there was one late in that game, Pavia took one.
Yeah, Pavia had one successful run.
So, all right, let's see. I'm trying to see. Fuck it. Notre Dame, USC. I've got at least, I might have 4 left. Notre Dame and USC. So USC made the switch. Benched Miller Moss, which is hilarious in hindsight after watching them torch LSU and beat us. Miller Moss has been benched. Mayava is in, the UNLV quarterback from last year. Mayava looks the part. He looks like he's a much better quarterback. He looks like they're going to be a more dynamic offense, but they're not really. He's not that good. I don't really know how to describe it because he moves around and he looks like he's going to be a good quarterback, and then he'll put the ball in harm's way. In 2 or 3 games, he's got 3 turnover-worthy plays. He's only got 2 big-time throws since he's been playing. I think we're going to see a lot of field goals here. The red zone offense, even against UCLA, was not blowing me away. I don't think that they're very creative. They don't commit to running the ball. If they did, they're actually pretty good at running the ball with, Woody Marks. They just don't really give it to him. Lincoln Riley wants to try to outsmart everybody with his offensive prowess, and it doesn't. They need to dumb it down. Just hand the ball to Woody Marks, I promise you. But I don't think they will. I'm going under 52. I think that the USC defense is not bad, and Notre Dame wants to pound the rock. They don't throw it a ton, but the defense is great. I think we're going to see a lot of field goals in this one. I think the number's just a little too high. So under 52, USC and Notre Dame.
Yeah, I would probably take USC plus 7.5 if Moss was still the quarterback. I really don't like Mayava.
He looks like, but he was good last year too. That's why it's
confusing. But at
confusing.
the end, he kind of struggled at the end of UNLV's season.
He runs around. He throws across his body. He does all the dumb things. So it worries me from the standpoint of like, please don't throw across your body for a motherfucking pick 6.
Yeah.
Jalen Milroe tried to fuck my under last week with that. I was about to be sick. They had 2 touchdowns in the blink of an eye.
I kind of feel like this has a game, the feel of a game that Notre Dame gets scared in. You know what I mean? Not like gets scared,
like
but
they
survives
give them a scare. Yeah. I kind of feel the same way too. So yeah, I kind of,
just because they've been rolling through everybody for so many weeks now after losing to NIU.
I do kind of agree. Just with Mayava, I can't do it. I can't pull the trigger on him. Arizona State and Arizona, are you on it?
No.
Alrighty, let's see. Yeah, we're. I told you, Feast Week is here. I'm getting aggressive. Historically, Feast Week has not gone very well for me. Is that fair to say? I don't remember last year. I know 2 years ago it was horrible. I had a terrible, terrible Thanksgiving.
Yeah, 2 years ago I went 2-10.
I remember just like the entire day. It was like everything's losing, and the food tastes like shit when you're losing. Everything just sucks.
Yeah, and I was having my best year before that.
But maybe
This year I'm having my worst year that I'll ever have.
Bingo.
Mark my words.
Bingo.
And then maybe this is the year I get him on this week.
Now we get him. Let's see. There is an 8.5. So not really. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of hanging in the balance. It's kind of a dead number. I'm going to lay 8.5 points with Arizona State. I don't think Arizona is very good. I've been saying it for quite some time now. TCU just put up a big number on them, 49 points. I think that it's going to be tough sledding for Arizona to stop the Sun Devils. Scatterbo, one of the best running backs in the country, got snubbed from the Doak Walker Award. I don't know how he's not a finalist. But the Sun Devils are playing for a 10-win season. And then I like Dillingham a lot. I know he kind of made an ass of himself with the whole situation and the end of the game, them taking all those sack yards and then trying to throw it, and there's 1 second left. Almost a fucking all-time fumble of the situation. But I do like Dillingham as a head coach. I think that the Sun Devils team is good. I think we're going to see them kind of beat up on Arizona here. That doesn't really have much to play for. McMillan, how much is McMillan going to really be into this game, knowing he's going to be the number 1 wide receiver drafted more than likely? They're no chance to get bowl eligible, anything like that. I don't know that they have much to play for. Arizona State's going for a 10-win season. Take that for what it's worth. Number kind of floating out there in the balance. We'll lay 8.5 points with the Sun Devils. How many more do you have?
I have a couple questions. Are you on Washington, Oregon?
No, but do you lean Washington?
Yeah.
Me too.
But there's some I don't know if Rodgers was benched in their last game against UCLA. He threw 2 interceptions, but a freshman came in.
Has this grown? No.
I think it stayed steady.
Yeah, 19. It feels like too many points.
I think defensively maybe Washington can
I agree.
at least slow them down a little bit.
Yeah. But then you see
It's kind of how I felt again when Oregon played Wisconsin. I didn't see Wisconsin only holding Oregon to 16 points, but
yeah. Yeah, Wisconsin had a chance to win that game.
yeah.
Like, I think I'm going to stay away just because I already have a lot, and just with the uncertainty on the offensive side. You got on the road against Penn State, they lost 35-6. They let Iowa put up 31 on. Illinois, fucking Indiana, one of them put up 31 on them. Iowa did put up 40 on them. I'll hold off, I guess. But
I'll stay away.
But I think it feels like too many points. I will say that. So if you're on the fence and you want to take Washington, we both kind of lean that way. We'll hold off. But speaking of a big number, though, if Curt Cignetti's the guy that we all think he is, then he's going to come out and trounce Purdue by 40 fucking points. So I'm going to lay the points with Indiana here, 28.5. Purdue is horrible, 1-10. They're a really, really bad football team, top to bottom. All the efficiency metrics and all that love Indiana. I think that Purdue is not going to have a defense that's going to be able to hold down this Indiana offense. If Cignetti is the guy we think he is, and they're kind of hanging in the balance, the committee, all the people, they're looking for a reason to leave Indiana out of the equation. You can already tell ESPN's working overtime talking about Alabama getting in and this and that. If Indiana comes out and drops 50 in a conference game, then Indiana's going to get into the college football playoff, and I think that they should. Maybe I may be in the minority there, but if they go 11-1 in the Big Ten, I think they deserve to get in. And I think that Cignetti knows that he's got to kind of make it undeniable. So I think we see a big number put up on the scoreboard here from Indiana. So I'll lay 28.5 points with the Hoosiers.
Okay. I think that's going to be it for me.
Okay. You have a lock left?
Yeah.
All right, I have 2 left. Let's go to the Iron Bowl. You're not on the Iron Bowl?
Nope.
No way.
Too much funny business going on over there.
Like what?
Auburn upsetting them, and then Alabama, I don't.
Yeah, so Auburn got the overtime win. Crazy game. A fucking fantastic game that A&M should have sent it to another overtime, just dropped it. They did the Philly special. It worked to perfection. Guy was wide open, just dropped it. How many good defenses has Alabama played this year? Do you know? Well, I'll tell you. They've played 3 so far that rank in the top 20 on Pro Football Focus. In those games, they're 1-2. Jalen Milroe, 612 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, only 54 yards rushing, no touchdowns. They played South Carolina, they played Oklahoma, they played Tennessee. He struggled in every single one of those games. They should be 0-3 if South Carolina could execute down the stretch. In comes Auburn with the number 20th ranked defense by Pro Football Focus. This will be their 4th top 20 defense. The book is out on Jalen Milroe on how to contain him and make life difficult. Give me Auburn to keep this one close. It's the Iron Bowl. 3 of the last 5 have been decided by 3 points or less. Nick Saban ain't on that sideline anymore. This is a really good opportunity for Hugh Freeze that should have got the win last year. It took a little miracle. The back left corner of the end zone on I won't call it a Hail Mary, but a deep ball from Jalen Milroe for them to win that game. So I think Auburn's back for redemption. I think this Auburn team is not bad. They're better than their record. Thorne, if you put the stats side by side, Peyton Thorne's playing better than Jalen Milroe on paper. We've seen Milroe really struggle the last few weeks. I like the running back Hunter. I think that Auburn can keep this one close. So give me Auburn plus 11.5. And then I got one more, the final game of the night. I feel so confident about this week, so it might go so bad. I've been saying everything with my chest, and it feels like this is the fucking week that we get them, and we might not have a loss under our belt by the time this game rolls around, and we're going to close it out. Final game of the night, New Mexico taking on Hawaii on the island, late night. You got to work for it. New Mexico came in with, I think, the lowest over-under win total of any team in the country. It's the first year with Bronco Mendenhall. Now they're 1 win away from bowl eligibility. Devin Dampier is one of the more electric quarterbacks in the country. If you haven't seen him yet, you've been missing out. Leaves a little bit to be desired throwing the ball, but running the ball, you cannot stop the guy. Give me New Mexico minus 2.5. I think that the Lobos are going bowling. Bronco Mendenhall has done an incredible job in his first season with a team that was horrific and had very, very low bottom of the barrel expectations. I think it would be very fitting for them to go bowling first season. So, you're not backing the Lobos?
No.
Crazy move, dude. Crazy. Devin Dampier is.
I hope they make it because I'd like to see him play again.
Devin Dampier is an electric factory at quarterback. So, so that's all I got. All you got your lock?
Yep.
All right, best bets of the week.
It's a lock, Kramer. You've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now. But it's a lock.
They need that fucking juice. They need that next bet. They need. Come on. Yes! When they win, they go fucking crazy.
You're a bad motherfucker. Go in that shower, grab your fucking nuts, and tell the world somebody's sniffing my fucking nutsack today. Because I ain't got time to fuck around no more.
All right, I'm going to Texas State at South Alabama. Texas State's 1-point favorites. The over-under is 60.5 points. 2 pretty strong offenses. Texas State's 12th in the nation in yards per play, and South Alabama's 27th. Defensively, Texas State's a little bit better than South Alabama. Texas State's 30th in yards per play allowed, and South Alabama's 89th. Texas State's not bad at the line of scrimmage, stuffing 22% of opponents' runs. I'm not a big fan of their secondary, but their pass rush more than makes up for it. They get pressure. Number 31 in the nation in sacks, 9th ranked pass rush grade on Pro Football Focus. I think the pass rush here is the difference maker. So we're going to take Texas State -1 for the lock of the week.
All righty. There you go. That is our best bets of the week for college football. We'll recap real quick. Thursday, I'm going Memphis Tulane under 56.5. Friday in the Egg Bowl, we're going over 61. Ohio State -20. Is it? Yeah, 20, right? Yeah, Ohio State -20 against Michigan. South Carolina +2.5. UTSA +7. Kansas -1. Notre Dame USC under 52. Arizona State -8.5. Indiana -28.5. New Mexico -2.5. And in the Iron Bowl, give me Auburn +11.5.
Memphis +14.5. Ohio -14.5. Ole Miss -26. Liberty Sam Houston under 47.5. Texas State -1 for the lock. South Carolina +2.5. Illinois -7.5. NC State, North Carolina over 55.5. And Oklahoma LSU first half under 23.5.
Alrighty, that is our best bets of the week for college football. It's going to be a jam-packed week from start to finish. We turn our attention now to the NFL. We'll do a quick recap and then give you our best bets. Thursday night. I own Thursday. It's my day. It still is. We're going to really find out this week if it truly is. This was an unfortunate break, though. Weather scared me off of the over. We should have just took it. 24-19, the Browns win. The Steelers had a lot of opportunity in this one. Jameis Winston, strip sack, threw a pick, still was able to win the game. The weather, it was the largest snowflakes I've ever seen. It was crazy, and it just started coming out of nowhere. We knew it was going to be in the forecast, but it was kind of slow to start and wasn't really sticking to the ground, and then you couldn't stop it. I think I'm what, 9-3? You're 8-4 betting the Thursday night game, so we're still doing very, very well. It's what we do best, to be quite honest. But nonetheless, we did have a loser there this past week. My lock of the week was the Bears plus 3.5. The Bears it's exactly what I said. They have talent. They will do everything in their power to lose these games. DeAndre Carter fucking telling his teammate to get out of the way of the punt as he's not getting out of the way of the punt, and it goes off of his leg. Just a dumbass decision. He did have a great kick return to kind of get the Bears back in a position to do something there, though. But we go to overtime. This turned into, technically I said I had to buy a Caleb Williams jersey, but I forgot I already have a Caleb Williams jersey. I said if he leads a touchdown here and the 2-point conversion, I got to buy it. He did that, and then they fucking got the onside kick. And I was like, oh, my God, what the fuck just happened? Yeah. And then he throws a beautiful ball to DJ Moore to get into field goal range. The guy who Santos gets every kick he kicks blocked, and perfect kick. I was like, what just happened? We went from a surefire winner to now we're going to fucking overtime. But Vikings win by 3, so we hit our lock of the week. Packers minus 2.5. We got incredible closing line value here because I'm going to be honest, hand up, I didn't know Brock Purdy wasn't going to play. I had a feeling that Bosa wasn't going to play, and that was enough for me to pull the trigger with the Packers. Brock Purdy was out. This game was never close. The Packers dominated them. There was a split second there where the Niners could have made it a game, and then I think they threw a pick. McKinney, if the ball's in the air, McKinney goes and gets it. So Packers minus 2.5 cover easily. Eagles minus 3 on Sunday night, I think it was. They win by 17. Saquon Barkley is so fucking good at football. Saquon Barkley is probably the best running back of our generation. He's the perfect running back. Size, speed, vision, everything. I can't believe the Giants just let him go. Lions and Colts over 49.5. This was a bad play. Colts scored 6 points. Anthony Richardson fucking got me. He got me.
Well, his guys can't catch.
And he can't hit wide open guys. So he threw some good ones that were dropped, and then he threw some fucking bad ones when Alec Pierce is wide open. There was 14 points that should have been had. We would have been sitting at, what, 20, 44, still wouldn't have hit it. Lions didn't score as much as I was hoping, but they did their part. But the Colts just couldn't do anything. Then we had the Chargers plus 3 and the over 50. We hit the over 50 on Monday night. The Chargers, dude, if Quentin Johnston could catch a motherfucking football like he's paid to do, this is a completely different game because you had a 3rd and 8, Quentin Johnston coming across the field wide open, plenty of room to run, would have hit his head on the goalpost probably, at least would have got 20, 30 yards, drops the ball, right? He can't run routes. He's slipping at the top of his routes. What the fuck are you doing? I was so mad watching that. 30-23, the Ravens win. It did kind of worry me. It's kind of like I said, if you look at this Chargers team, they haven't played any good offenses. The first couple good offenses they played, they had a number put up on them. The Bengals were throwing it all over them. So that was kind of last second. I added that over. I was worried that I was expecting a shootout, and I was hoping the Chargers could keep it close, if not win the game outright. But the Ravens did enough, and they started slow, too. The Chargers defense was doing well in the beginning, but then it just turned in, and they couldn't get off the field on short yardage situations. That 4th down call out on their own 16-yard line by one of the 2 Harbaughs was ballsy. It's like you want them to stuff one of those, and then the Chargers are back in it. And honestly, the over, we were fortunate to hit the over. Yeah. But I'll take it. So 4-3 on the week, just like with college. I'll take 4-3 every single week. I will take it. Brings me to 36-38. 5-7 in my locks of the week. I'm telling you, this is going to be a get out of the gutter week. I hope. You had 4 plays.
Yeah.
You talked about it already.
We had a lot of them already. Steelers, I didn't expect Winston to play that good in the
that
snow.
scramble, dude. That scramble.
Oh, that one pass to Judy
Yeah. It's
at the end.
Yeah.
I didn't.
It sucks because that's the guy you want to bet on when he's out there frolicking in the snow, diving John Elway style into the end zone. You're like, fuck.
I think it was his first career game playing under 40 degrees.
He was so happy to do it, too.
And he played, other than he turned over twice, but
pre-game,
other than
though,
that, he was dropping dimes in the snow.
Yeah, and he's so happy to be out there. He's like, we are blessed by the Lord to play in this snow. I'm like, fuck. I texted you. I was like, we're fucked. I was like, he's going to fucking light us up, dude.
Patriots +7. They got obliterated by the Dolphins. I'm thinking they're going to have to fire Mayo.
He's not good. Yeah, it's he's like, well,
they were talking about it earlier in the year. Then they made Drake May the quarterback, and then they kind of started playing a little better, and it quieted all the noise. But I don't know. I don't know if he's back next year. I think I'd be surprised if he is.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more here in a second. But yeah, he said, so I can't do anything for him once they cross the white lines. But you can still coach the fucking game. What do you mean? Like, there's a lot you can do, you fucking dumbass.
The Bears were a lock, and they were our only winner, and it was a crazy ending. Chargers +3. We talked about it. We were both on it. What can you do?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. All right. We look ahead, Week 13. We bet the Thursday games no matter what. We've got 3 of them this week. And I don't really like any of them, to be honest with you. But got to do what you got to do. Bears and Lions. Lions are 10-point favorites. The total sits at 48.5. Do you feel good about this one?
I don't know.
I don't, but which way do you lean?
Lions.
I do as well. Okay. I don't want to back this Bears team for the foreseeable future because I feel like I get caught. It's those teams that have potential and have talent, but Eberflus is going to get fired. Without question, he is going to get fired. He will not be the head coach of the Bears next season. So when is it going to happen? Maybe it happens after a Thursday night game where they get beat by 30 points. The Lions, what worries me, short week, they are dealing with injuries. David Montgomery and Amon-Ra St. Brown are both questionable to play, but the media is telling you, and I think Dan Campbell said he's expecting them to go, but that doesn't mean shit to me until I see them out there on the field. But this Bears defense, dude, this defense is not playing very well lately. You know?
Yeah. I agree.
I think in coverage, they're just not doing well all across the board.
They're not playing like they were the first half of the year.
Yeah. So do you think that the Bears offense is going to be able to do enough to get inside this number?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're doing better. I just think you have to be pretty damn good to keep a game close with the Lions.
Yeah.
They're incredibly good on offense. One of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Especially like lately.
Well, it's the combination. They have every piece you need, and especially if Laporta comes on. He's not having a great year. I think he was dealing with the injuries and all of that. But if Laporta gets to what we expect him to be, then you've got your route runner, but also do it all, basically wide receiver and Amon-Ra St. Brown. You've got the deep threat with Jamison Williams. You've got a bunch of complementary pieces outside of them. If Laporta can be a top-notch tight end, then you've got the boom and zoom running back with Gibbs and Montgomery. You have every single piece you need. A great offensive line. I'm gonna lay it with the Lions. It feels fishy. It feels funny, but I don't want to get caught up continuously backing this Bears team that is talented but not a well-coached team at all. I think the Lions are a very well-coached team. Like I said, the injuries worry me with Montgomery and St. Brown, but I think they're going to go. So, yeah, I'll lay 10 with the Lions. You as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Second game, Giants and Cowboys. This looks like it came down a half point. I saw 4. It may still be out there, but it looks like Cowboys 3.5-point favorites, a total at 37.5. I was going to do the Cowboys, no questions asked. But now I'm worried because they're trying to say that DeVito is hurt, but I think they know he stinks. And I was questioning why they went with him in the beginning. I felt like Drew Lock was the one that they should have went with. And so I was like, okay, maybe they want to lose. But now they're saying DeVito is not 100% to play. Short week, he's also battling injuries. So what are your thoughts there?
At first, I leaned the Giants when it was 4. It's 3.5 now.
Yeah. What side do you lean on? Which way do you lean on the total? 37.5.
Oh, Christ.
I lean under.
Yeah, it's just so low.
It is. But these teams stink. Both of them.
Yeah.
I think I'm going under. I don't know that the Giants are going to be able to do much. And nobody's happy. Nobody's happy on that offense. Malik Neighbors specifically seems not happy at all. Said he didn't start getting the ball thrown to him until they were down 30. So if DeVito goes, great. If he doesn't go, if Drew Lock go, I'm going under 37.5. I'm going to see if there's a 38, but I don't think there is. And then there's one game left. Well, what are you doing? What are you taking?
I'm going to just take the Giants plus the points.
Okay.
Even though their defense isn't really playing well, but they're really bad against the run.
Yeah, so 37.
Dallas isn't really the best running. They're one of the worst running teams.
37.5 is the best you can get. Last game on Thanksgiving, Dolphins and Packers. Dolphins are 3.5-point favorites. The total sits at 46.5. Do you feel good about this one?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah.
How good are we talking?
Good enough to bet it.
All right, which way are you going?
I'm laying the points with the Packers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But Tua in the news said that he was going to dispel the rumors that he can't play in cold weather.
Okay, yeah, right.
Well, dude, I kind of lean Dolphins, but not strong.
I bet against them last week. Maybe the week before.
The Dolphins need this game bad. Like so bad, you know?
What type of weather are we talking here?
Oh, it's going to be cold. It's going to certainly be
But
freezing.
like really below freezing?
I don't know if it's below freezing.
Let's see.
Let's look it up and see.
It might be cold. It's got some Arctic air moving in, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's with this Packers team. I have we both have the future on the Packers. But this team, dude, I swear, I just feel like even with what they did to the Niners, I just feel like they're not as good as they should be. And I don't know, maybe they might trounce them.
It's going to be 19 degrees. What time's this game for?
Christ, night, 7:20.
Oh, yeah, 19 degrees. Yeah, I'm taking the Packers. I like the Dolphins. I think they're playing better lately. But I don't want to let last week's game make me jump on their ship, you know?
Okay. I'm going to go under. I'm going to go under because one thing that is undeniable with this Packers team is Josh Jacobs is running the ball damn well, and they're giving it to him often. So I think 47 is the best number I can get. Yeah, I'm going to go under 47. Very cold.
Feels like 15.
Jesus.
Wind chill up there.
I'm going to go under 47. I think the cold weather.
Yeah, I think you have a little bit more success running it against the Dolphins than you do passing it. But the Packers, even though Jordan Love's an idiot, still a dangerous passing team. So
no, yeah, if he just plays smart, dude, the talent is certainly there. If he just plays smart, then I don't know. It's one of those. It worries me. I've been on him so often too that like I don't know. We'll go under. What's your? Are you on Friday?
yeah, I'm gonna make it my lock.
Christ. Okay. What do you have for Sunday? Anything?
I might take the Chargers against the Falcons. Falcons are coming off of a bye. Dobbins is not going to play.
Yeah. What was that?
Hurt his knee, and that's a big loss.
Yeah.
Because Kamani Vidal wasn't active.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Falcons too. I have the Falcons written down.
Oh, you're taking the Falcons?
What did you say?
I was going to take the Chargers.
Oh, I thought you said the Falcons. Okay, well, then maybe I'll hold off. I'll hold off. Okay,
let's not take either one of those.
Okay, I was trying to look at something. So I don't have it circled, but I have it written down. If I have it circled, I'm on it. If I have it written down, I'm considering it. Yeah, I was considering Falcons. So you've got, Falcons are off of a bye, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what were you about to say?
Well, I was just finishing. I was saying that Dobbins got hurt, but they didn't have their rookie activated, Vidal from Troy.
Oh, okay.
Which I think he's kind of similar to Dobbins rather than Gus Edwards.
Yeah. I was just thinking, so Falcons off of a bye, Chargers on a little bit of a shorter week, playing on Monday night. The Falcons need this when they've lost their last two, both on the road. 3 of their last 4 games have been on the road. Now they're back home off the bye week. I felt like spot-wise, the spot was for the Falcons. But they're not playing very well. They're actually, to be quite honest, playing like dog shit. So that's why I didn't have it circled. I just had it written down. I meant to ask, and then I was looking something up. I thought you said Falcons. So I was like, I'll fucking do it. But no, I'll wait. I won't do it. What do you think about the Bills? Sunday Night Football, -7 against the Niners. Stick a fork in them, they're done.
How long's Purdy out?
No idea. What
a waste.
He might even be back.
There's no way.
I'm laying it with the Bills. Sunday Night Football, Orchard Park. The Niners are dead. Stick a fork in them. They're done. The Bills are the best team in football.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
By far best team, not even close.
The defense is a lot better than I thought.
Yes. Josh Allen's the best player in football. I have a futures bet on the Buffalo Bills. 13-1 odds. I think. Maybe 11. But it's like 7-1 now if you want to bet them. I'm taking the Bills. I'm laying the points -7. If it's Brandon Allen, I love it. If it's Brock Purdy, I like it. I'll lay the 7. All you have left is your lock?
Yeah.
What did you think about the Bengals-Steelers? Bengals need it so bad. But Steelers getting 3 points. Bengals off a bye, but Steelers played on Thursday, so they're mini bye.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold off. But I kind of wanted to take the Bengals, but the fact that the Steelers had more time to rest up. And I think we're reaching a point, though, where I don't know. This game's going to tell you all you need to know about the Steelers, in my opinion. Either Russell Wilson's going to get back on track. And
you look at the games they've lost.
Yeah.
One was to the Browns, who are not a good team.
Yeah.
The other was to the Cowboys. What was the third one?
Didn't they lose to the Colts? I was on the wrong side of that, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they lost to the Colts by 3. Mike Tomlin does this.
All 3 of they beat all the good teams and they lose to the bad team.
No, and that's Mike.
That's what you got to ask yourself. Yeah, are the Bengals a good team or are they a bad team?
No, that's the Mike Tomlin special. I was talking to my dad about this the other night. Actually, Mike Tomlin gets a free pass for doing a lot of stupid shit. Botching fucking timeout situations, kicking a 58-yard field goal in a thunderstorm or a fucking snowstorm that had no chance of going in. He takes timeouts in his pocket in a halftime religiously. So like situational stuff, he fucking botches all the time.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest pet peeves is when coaches are too conservative with their timeouts.
No, but he does this
I see coaches waste timeouts so much.
It's weird because he's like the best but also dumb coach. Like I said, coming into the season, I was like, we need to bet the Steelers win total over because he always has them competitive. They always win 10, 11 games, and then they'll lose in the playoffs. But he just is grandfathered in as this really good coach, but he botches these situations consistently. And, dude, if they're a road favorite, they lose. Road favorite against a shitty team, they go lose. They do it like you just said. They do it all the fucking time. It's aggravating. And so I'll stay away, but I think Mike Tomlin gets this free pass for some reason that I'm not entirely sure why. But, okay, all I have left is my lock. You as well?
Yeah.
All right, best bets of the week in the NFL.
It's a lock. Kramer, you've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now, but it's a lock.
They need that fucking juice. They need that next bet. Come on. Yes! When they win, they go fucking crazy.
You're a bad motherfucker. Go in that shower, grab your fucking nuts, and tell the world world somebody's sniffing my fucking nutsack today. Cause I ain't got time to fuck around no more.
All right, my lock of the week in the NFL, another team that I just can't seem to quit. The 2-9 Jacksonville Jaguars at home taking on a fraudulent Houston Texans team that is banged up on defense. CJ Stroud with the sophomore slump like we told you was coming. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars +5 as my lock of the week. They scored 6 points against the Lions, 7 points against the Vikings. They stink. They might win this game outright. The Texans have a problem on the offensive line. CJ Stroud, it's regression. They want to make it out to be something bigger than it is. I expected this. CJ Stroud's got to be fine. He's going to be a great quarterback in this league. He's not going to be a great quarterback on Sunday at 12 p.m. against the Jaguars. Jacksonville +5 is my lock of the week.
I'm going to Raiders Chiefs on Black Friday. This line's come down a little bit, enough for me to make it my lock. I'm going to lay 12 points with the Chiefs here. Minshew's hurt. Ritter or O'Connell.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll roll my dice against those guys.
I'll take the Chiefs. Yeah, I'll take the Chiefs. Because I was thinking about it. I'm not crazy enough to make it my lock. What's the number? 11.5? 12. At some point, you're going to see Patrick Mahomes in the Chiefs.
And Pacheco's coming back.
Yes.
So the 1-2 punch of him and Hunt, they're gonna wear him down.
Yeah,
here.
this is a 10-1 team that's undefeated at home, and they've played so many teams close. 3-point win against the Panthers. They lost to the Bills. 2-point win against Denver. Overtime win against Tampa. They beat this Raiders team 7 points on the road. Now you're back at home. You haven't been playing great football. I really was thinking about it. So when you said it, it's like it clicked. This is the spot where Kansas City's going to beat the shit out of somebody. It's got to be.
Yeah, and they played earlier in the year in Vegas, and it was
7-point win.
But I think it was kind of a close game there.
Yeah, it was. KC scored 10 points in the fourth quarter. It was 17-13 going into the fourth quarter. So, yeah, it wasn't like they were running away or anything. So, but, yeah, I mean, at some point, you gotta handle business. And they're 10-1, 5-0 at home. They're not going to go the whole season squirting by fucking winning by 3 points every single game. So, the Raiders stink. They're really bad. 1-5 on the road. The one win was against the motherfucking Baltimore Ravens when I bet the Ravens.
Yeah.
Never will forget it.
That was when I said the Raiders were good.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were good 1 week the whole year.
The one fucking week. I think I made the Ravens my lock that week. But all right, there you go. That is our best bets for NFL Feast Week. To recap, Thursday, 3 games. We're going Lions -10, under 37.5 in the Cowboys and Giants, under 47 in the Dolphins and Packers, Bills -7, Chiefs -12 on Friday, and my lock of the week is the Jacksonville Jaguars +5.
I'm going Lions -10, Giants +3.5, Green Bay Packers -3.5. We're going to take the Chargers. We're going to lay 1.5 points with the Chargers. And then for the lock of the week, going back to Friday, we're going to take the Chiefs -12.
All righty, there you go. That is our best bets of the week for the NFL as well as college football. It's Feast Week. Enjoy it. Happy Thanksgiving. Spend time with your family. But most importantly, let's win some money. And just hope for the best. Like I said, 2 years ago, it was fucking horrific. I think last year was better. This year, we're trending in the right direction. It's going to be the best, hopefully the best week we've had all season. Episode 206 is in the books. Do you have anything to say before we go?
Good luck.
Thank you for listening. Hit the like and subscribe button. We will be back in studio a week from today. There's money to be made, so we might as well make it. Happy Thanksgiving.
The house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. I've been practicing this, a little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed. It was good. I liked it.